Sorry for the delay, people. We hear you've been eagerly anticipating some information, but we're here with you today. What an absolute adrenaline rush. We're here to see some of the fruits of our labor together. We stand strong as hooligans. We'll always be a force to be reckoned with. It's been a long road, and we're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. But let me just say, the light is not white, it's orange. I'm out in LA, so I've got a better microphone as well. I'm in business. Who've we got out here? You know who I am already. If you don't already know, Luke, the Governor Skyhopper, live in effect. Who we got from the team?
Carrot Top,
Dennis Hopper, and Mr. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Dumbledore. What's up, guys?
How you feeling today, guys? I know you're in a separate room to me. I've not been let in the big boys club at the moment, but how you feeling? Big day for you all today. Talk to us.
Yeah, feeling great. I mean, we're kind of all joined at the hip throughout the day from morning till midnight. We're just working on all these details. We know that you guys are a demanding community and expect really great things. So we want to make sure that we're delivering.
We're demanding excellence out here. And have you got excellence for us, Colin?
Yeah, that's the plan. We have a lot of new updates. As you can see here, I'm right now live. I'm switching between different NFTs right now inside the game, and they're all being worked by my face as we speak. So these little hooligans can now run around in this game. Dumbledore over there has been doing an amazing job making sure multiplayer works. We're still working out a couple details. We're kind of a funny good cop, bad cop. I'm having so much fun in this game right now. I go home and I play this with my kids on the weekend. And it's so much fun that I keep pushing the group and saying, let's just release the whole thing right now. And they're like, no. It's, there's like this one little bug, and then they're going to jump on us for this thing. I kind of wish that there was just a safe community that just wants to play with this thing. We know that it's full of bugs, but the thing is so damn fun right now. I've never had more fun playing a video game than this thing right now.
I'll tell you what, it can't be worse than the bugs in California, I must say. I mean, coming from the UK, this is Bug City out here. I was having a conversation about spiders yesterday with West. West definitely indulged me on some of the species that are available here. I'm not a fan of spiders, by the way. Zombies all the way, not spiders. But essentially, this is a massive day, right? We've just gone live with what we're terming the orange paper. So if anybody's not already seen, and apologies we didn't send it in advance, but we've gone live with a new website. We've gone live with the new paper that is called the orange paper, and Huli has a nice little detective film noir introduction to the orange paper as well, and why it's called the orange paper. And if you're on Twitter right now, do us a favor. Go like, go retweet, go tag absolutely everybody in it. Your family, your friends, your neighbors, the postman or post lady that comes to the door, the FedEx driver, the cat next door, whoever it might be. Get them to retweet, like, and repost that. Also, the YouTube video, make sure everybody's seeing this right now. We're making history out here. What we're delivering is unseen before in this space. And, I'm not even going to temper that anymore. This is absolute facts out here. What we've done and what we're delivering, no matter who we show it to, whatever projects you think out there are delivering epic things, they're all saying to us, you guys are on a different level out here. And I'm not just saying that. This is other people saying that in the industry. So, you've got Colin out here playing the game in the background and can actually control the face as well, Colin. Just go on, can we see the new website by any chance? Let's pull that up. Let's show them the revamped website. Let me know when. Yeah, we're gonna. Here we go. So this is the new revamped website. Definitely kind of give us your input and feedback. But when you're on there, you can see the orange paper is available. Just click the button, and we've got this all in Gitbook. So everything is out there. There will be further details to be added to some elements of it. So they will come. It's a live document, and we always appreciate your feedback. So definitely get your feedback to us. If you think there's something in there and you think, oh, we don't like that, you are our community. You've got an opportunity to influence the direction in which we go. We've always said that. It's been a long road getting us to this position. We've had a lot of help from our tokenomics focus group, advisors, and other partners. And this is no easy feat. We're developing something here with absolute longevity. This is not about, throwing something out there and in 6 months it's game over, which we have seen a lot of projects do. This is about ensuring we have a multi-year lifespan in this and even beyond. So what we're doing with this ecosystem, is not things that have been seen before. There's a lot of people out there who are making very kind of valiant claims about what they're going to do. We are actually doing it. Who else is currently playing their play to earn game in the background? Absolutely nobody. So we're doing what we're set out to do. We're setting ourselves some massive challenges. And some of the stuff we're doing is a first in the space, never been done before. These are not tried and tested waters. These are new waters we're sailing. And therefore, we have to be a bit considered in how we're approaching things, how we're launching things, and how much time it's going to take to launch some of these things. But I'm rambling on right now, so let me show you the new website to start with. I hope you like the new design. It's very kind of trippy, but I definitely think it's an uplift. How are you feeling about this new website, West?
I'm feeling really pumped. I got to say, huge shout out to our dev, Mr. Bleiserman, and also the AMGI team, a couple of our artists on here, absolutely smashing it. I am beyond grateful and proud of you guys, so thank you. And we'll be having kind of more coming soon, but really pumped.
Good stuff. I'm just going to carry on here. I mean, roadmap here. This looks interesting. Look at that. Absolute smashing graphical ability there. Who are you going to give a shout out to for that art, West?
I'm going to say Mr. Lee Witz.
Yeah, Lee. He's amazing.
Yeah, our artist Lee absolutely crushed it on this, and got to give the guy props for just coming in under the gun and just getting everything that we needed. So big shout out, Lee. Thank you, buddy.
Okay, big up, Lee. All right, cool, team. Tell us what you've been up to then, and then we're gonna maybe step through some of this paper as well.
Yeah, I mean, we've been working around the clock. I mean, the orange paper has been something that, pretty much pre-mint, we've been, trying to figure out the best path forward there. And then even leading up in these last couple of weeks, these last few days, it's been nonstop. So, aside from, all the game build that we've been doing, all the work going on that front, which you can see going on behind me, doing that during the day, and then pausing on that to go right into the orange paper discussions. I don't know what white paper is. Going to an orange paper discussion definitely kept us busy, and really excited that it's now out of our hands, turned over, and getting feedback from all of you.
Good stuff. All right, how do we want to do this? Do you want to give them a general update of where we're at, or should we kind of step through the paper?
That's a good question. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, maybe I don't know if you want to show some of the stuff that you're doing here, and then we could step through the paper. I don't know what would be most fun. Maybe just show a little bit of
sure. I mean, everybody's interested in seeing more gameplay, but you're gonna have to maybe shift to the right a bit so we can see the screen behind you. There you go. So what have we got in here since we last saw it? I can definitely see some more greenery, some more maps. I can see the pink bunnies have been replaced now. So we've got all some of the NFTs in there.
Yeah, we have a bunch of new foliage. We've really done a lot of set dressing to this park area. And so this is Decentral Park. It's in the middle of all the neighborhoods, and
factions,
which may or may not contain the factions. Yeah. So
you're getting mobbed.
Yeah, I'm getting killed.
Oh, get out of there!
What's so much fun about every single day here is we'll have a team that will say, "Hey,
you got KO'd.
I've updated new robot animation." So right now you're going to see a really funny artifact where these robots these Zuckbots will accidentally fight each other if they get too close. Yeah. And one of our game dev guys was just saying, "Hey, should I take that out? It's kind of a mistake." And we're all kind of liking it right now because it's unexpected and it's so fun. So we're just having fun with updating the game. The world, I'm sure, looks a lot more sophisticated than you've seen it last time. Every day we're improving little things like, just the little details, the buildings, the trim.
And
it's all about the trim around the buildings.
Getting the NFTs in there so you can, of course, play as a different character. And one of the things that when Colin's done getting chased out by a Zuckbot, you can see that he now has his face in there too, working as an NFT.
Literally facial expression.
You should be screaming as those Zuckbots are following you behind. All right, so Kevin, have we ever seen this in any other game before? The ability to actually control facial movements and expressions whilst playing a video game?
I'm not aware of it. if anybody else has done it, that would have been great for me, because then I would have been able to Google what they did. But, we had to figure all this stuff out ourselves.
So this is absolutely fresh technology. And, you know, we shout and scream about what we're doing is because we honestly want to let you know that, you know, we're making history out here. You know, this is unseen before technology being used in a game, but this is ultimately a building block that will enhance how we kind of communicate and engage with each other in game, and it'll add a completely different dimension to the experience as well. You know, imagine going on a kill streak and making a face like Rambo, and you know, having a cutscene of that. We've never been able to see this before. So, you know, big shout out to all the community to actually believing in us, and actually, you know, you're seeing the fruits of all our collective labor right in front of your faces right now. Which I hope you massively appreciate. And if you don't appreciate it, then you're absolutely a hater, and there's absolutely nothing else I can say about that matter, because ain't nobody else got this. Let me make that very clear. And ain't nobody going to have this anytime soon. And if they do, they're an imitator. And imitators are always 1 or 2 steps behind us. Let me just say that much. Okay, Colin, what else? What other cool stuff you got to say?
Let's see. I mean, there's some big partnerships that we can't announce yet, but it's really exciting. I mean, there's some major name brands that you guys would probably be familiar with that in the coming weeks we can talk about. Kind of we're going to be connecting with, and you know, we don't mess around. We like to start at the top, as they say. So we have a lot of big partners that will be on our side to make sure that this thing is very, very visible. Not just in the U.S. We're looking really to build a global brand here.
Franchise.
That's what we're building here. If this thing is not recognizable in you know, Indonesia or India or Philippines or anywhere around the world, then I feel like we failed. So we're really excited to not only get this game out to as many people as possible, but to also start working on the TV series that's going to be associated with this. And we have some big players as well that we're bringing on. And part of the team that we're building, I don't even know if we can even announce some of these things yet, but little by little, I'm taking some of my past coworkers and from different studios, and I'm bringing them on board to build a very, very professional team. So in the same way that we started as an IP factory, building the fastest animation studio in the world to make IP for feature films and TV series. We, as an artifact, we have all these Unreal programmers. So that was our strength. We had the idea to make use of them as gamers as we jumped into the NFT space. The same is true for our animators. In the same way that our programmers are multifaceted, our animators can also storyboard and design and help design our new characters. There's things we're discussing in the orange paper, but there's also a couple of other things that will not be discussed there that will leave as surprises. But one of the most interesting parts right now are designing additional kinds of characters for this world, and that is just it's not diluting the hooligans in any way. They're completely different kind of characters altogether that complement this world. So that's the thing that I'm most excited about.
And you know what, actually, whilst we're talking about that, I'm going to step through this. I want to definitely kind of give a very kind of high level overview of the white paper. It'd be remiss not to. But, you know, a massive announcement here is, you know, a lot of people have been asking about kind of IP rights. And, you know, there's definitely kind of been discussion about, you know, Basie and CryptoPunks, but, you know, we've given you an answer there, and we're going to step through what that is as well in a second. But yeah, you'll be getting full commercial rights to specific NFTs that you own. Owners can sell the likeness and derivatives, but can't use the logo, name, site images, or other market materials. So therefore, the ball and the power is now in your court in terms of what you want to do with your particular NFT. So specifically, you know, if you have a coffee brand or a weed brand, you know, feel free to use your hooligan on it. I shouldn't really be saying that, should I? But it just kind of popped to my mind.
Yeah,
I definitely want to see a hooligan, My Pet Hooligan, a cannabis brand, 100% sure. I mean, there's a Bonazza faction, yeah. So why can't I say this? Why can't I say this?
Yeah, right.
All right. So where are we at with the alpha build? You know, I've read the white paper myself, and it says that it's imminently ready to go to select members of the community, including the gaming focus group and some other members. How are we positioned to that? Are we in a good place?
I would say yes right now, but I actually have to defer to
let Mr.
experts
speak to that. But
it's close. We got a little bit of cleanup we got to do on the weapons, and I got to fix some stuff with how the NFT skins are replicating other players, because right now in multiplayer you're still going to see like Mr. Pink as any other player, and that's going to get fixed next week, because I think I know what's going on. But we're close. Like, I mean, the list of holy crap, we can't ship like this stuff is getting small.
And then I've been in the studio for a few days. I've come out to LA. You know, we're all about business here, and I've seen at the end of the day, you know, we've got members of the team who are sitting here till 8, 9 p.m. just sitting there playing the game. It's like almost become a part of their routine to work, develop, deliver, and then actually enjoy the game themselves. They're not playing it because they're testing it, they're actually playing it because they enjoy it. So there's that spirit of competitiveness going on in the studio right now with this. How does that make you feel as well, that actually the team is that in love with their own game that they actually want to play it too?
Oh, it's so much fun. I mean, it really was difficult on Friday night to go home. I mean, it was 7:30, 8 o'clock at night, and we're just having fun. And I mean, I'm kind of feeling guilty. I have kids and a wife to go home to, and I'm playing the video game with my coworkers. And it was more fun than any party. I mean, it really was like more fun than a party where you're just trying to make small talk or whatever you're talking about. This was like everyone's just enjoying each other's company.
And Colin, you mentioned to me you've been sitting at home playing this with your kids as well for hours. You know, how are they finding it? How old are they? So 8, 11, and 13, and they love this game. Every night they ask if I could bring my second computer home so they can play together. And it's, all of a sudden this week I'm kind of a bad dad, because like, screw the homework, just play video games, kids. That's all you have to do. So but it's really enjoyable. I mean, they're into it. They're doodling these characters, and they're finding things in the game that I didn't find. I mean, the best like tester is just like let a kid go for like an hour. Yeah. And he found a way to like launch himself with bombs, to use the bombs to launch himself to another part of the next level. And I'm like, wow, I don't know you could do that. And that to me is the most exciting part. I just think of these as tools that you guys can play with and make up your own content, make up your own games. I mean, I'm looking forward to like the social media kind of interactions that happen when you get a bunch of these hooligans together and they're just talking like people would at a party, or they're making fan fiction. We've read a lot of the ideas that you guys came up with. A lot of the community has come up with different faction lore. Amazing. And it's incredible. We want to use a lot of it, and it's really, really great. But then to think that you guys will now have tools to like make a scene, from your story and put it together. I mean, the power of the story is really everything. And so you guys are in this with us. I keep thinking that this is not like we're presenting a new product for the world to see. This is just like you guys visiting the studio and we're hanging out together. And I'm like, hey, I got this really cool thing. Check this out. And so with all that, I'm actually surprised, there hasn't been more mistakes right now, or things haven't crashed, but like, I kind of want it to crash because I want you guys to know that this is live and this is like raw, but it's actually a lot more stable than I would have thought. So, I don't know, I'm having fun, and yeah.
Well, no, I was going to say too, and that's, aside from, getting alpha out and everything like that, that's why we're also in parallel working on Hooligan to get the Android version out, to make sure we're bringing in new animations into that, making that an even stronger product for all of you, because the game is going to be such a fun, sorry, I could see the head bobbing at me. It's such a fun tool that you guys will be able to use, to create the content inside the game, but also already seeing what our community is generating with Hooligan just on your own. And that's only with a small portion of you having it available to you. So we're really excited just to continue to deliver more utility and products like Hooligan, like the game, and some other things we have in the works that, we want to see user-generated content. We want to see what you guys can do. We know you all are so talented, and you know, we have ideas, you all have great ideas too. So it's fun to see what you guys all come up with.
You know, the real standouts this last week of user-generated content was one, someone had like someone skateboarding on Mars or something.
It's on the moon, I think.
And then on the moon, and then someone else from India, one of our hooligan holders from India put together an hour-long review of some other game. It was all in his language as his hooligan. And he was really good at it. I mean, there's after a while you kind of get used to like knowing
the timing
of some motions to kind of trigger and you have to kind of sometimes over animate your face a little bit to get all the accents. But if you get the timing down, it becomes a little bit hypnotic and you can really make it feel like all the motions are natural. Well, this guy was really good at it. And I was just watching this thing in another language that was very entertaining with our hooligans. And that was kind of like the best part of this whole thing. And I just hope that we just kind of open the floodgates and see more of that.
Good stuff. Good stuff. We can't hear you, Wes, but I'm ready to kind of quickly step through this white paper. Are we ready?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, okay. Let's see the website screen again, please, sir. Sire.
Get book update for all the back pages to be orange.
All right, yeah. Everybody hit up Gitbook. We need it to go orange. All right, so you can see here, read the orange paper. And actually, I just that Huli video, I thought it was one of the best videos we put out there, right? The Detective Huli one. You must be proud of that one, Colin.
Well, you know, I'm proud of it in large part because I had very little to do with that one. And there's nothing better than to just walk by and to know that there's just energy. Little teams are meeting without me having to say, come on, guys, let's all do this thing. You know, as you can see, I'm kind of an energetic person, and I'm often kind of a cheerleader and trying to rally the team towards a direction. But then once it's like starting a fire. Once it's started, like people just do it on their own. So that was a perfect example that all we knew is we wanted an office setting, and we wanted to show that Huli was doing some kind of writing, typing of something.
Yeah.
And then along the way, this collective like mind meld of the team, it really is. There's just an incredible chemistry, and they find an environment. Someone says, it was Thomas, hey, let's make it black and white. Hey, let's do a film noir. And then all of a sudden people are working on writing while he's working on the film noir. And then someone said, hey, can you make the carrot juice orange? And that's a little bit of a tricky thing, but we figured it out in half an hour, and how to just make it a black and white and orange film noir. And then by the end of the day, they had probably 12 different shots, 20 different shots.
So we came up with the concept in the morning, shot it during the day, edited it at night, and then it was ready to go. So we did that whole thing from soup to nuts in a day.
Yeah, that's cool. All right, okay. All right, I'm going to click on the read orange paper button in a second, but before I do that, I need everybody to like, retweet, and tag everybody you absolutely know in the latest Twitter post. I want that video to get out there. I want everybody to see that. That's a quality piece of work right there, and I'm definitely, for one, proud of it. All right, we're going to delve in here. Bit of a disclaimer as always. You know, we have said, you know, we will listen to you. So, you know, we're going to make a feedback form available. So if you have any feedback you want to provide, there's something that doesn't sit well with you, you know, definitely kind of flag it. There could be some things that do change. You know, this is our roadmap, this is our plan. But as we know, you know, sometimes things can shift. But anything that shifts will be the better for the betterment of the community, and anything that does go down that direction, we'll communicate back and make sure everybody's comfortable with it. So definitely kind of get your feedback out when we put a feedback form out there. And, you know, you already know this, but we'll always listen. You know, there's always the kind of usual stuff around the state of the market. I'm not going to dwell on some of this stuff too much, but a real big thing here is, you know, get to know the studio behind My Pet Hooligan, what we're doing, what the core focuses are, and what the core focuses are of My Pet Hooligan. Talk through some of this stuff, Wes. You know, what do we want to be? We want to be the best out here, right? We want to be the best Web3 creative studio out here. We want to be the fastest animation studio. You know, how are you feeling? There's a lot of people out there that are talking about doing things, but never really deliver. But, you know, we're already delivering. Some of these plans are not new plans. Some of this stuff has been in the works for well over a year, right?
Absolutely. Well, this is something that I really have to say, you know, in just appreciation of Colin's vision for this over the years, because Colin has always said that, you know, he wanted to make us the fastest animation studio in the world. And we've taken a bit of a, you know, we've kind of meandered into different areas and started to look into different technologies, but over time, at least Colin's devotion to the real-time animation set of pipelines and technologies it's interesting because one of the things that keeps getting brought up now, it's like, wow, I can't believe you guys have made this so fast. It seems like that vision has started to manifest over time.
Yeah.
So, and then I also think, you know, that dovetails now more and more so into us as a Web3 creative studio starting to look into, okay, well, how are we going to lay the ground? How are we going to really contribute to Web3? Are we really doing this in a way that is setting up architectures and platforms that people can actually build upon and start to, you know, iterate into Web3? And I think that that's something that excites all of us.
Let me make something very clear. Let me just make something very clear here. There's a lot of projects out there that are promising metaverses, that are promising play to earn games.
Right.
They're not able to create these games. They're going out and subcontracting a games developer to do it. We are doing this in-house. There is nobody at the end of this line. We are not project managers who are then going to project manage another company to deliver a game. This is happening with the team right in front of your eyes. This is not another studio delivering this. This is our studio that's delivering it. So that feedback loop, that element of control that we have, the ability to be able to react and make things quickly and actually listen to the community's demands is all within our control. This is not being subcontracted out. Let me make that very clear right now. This is our studio doing what we're doing. We've got another section here, which is team and partners. And this will go through a bit about each of the individuals here. And these are just the team leads. You know, the studio is it's a big studio. How many people we got in here at the moment?
We got over 40 artists currently.
Okay, so we've got over 40 people in the studio.
Skyhopper. Just a quick note on that, man. You know, our people are working so hard day and night. They're busting their asses to make the highest quality Web3 video game on the market. And I just want the community to know that. You know, we're out here really working hard for you guys. And you know, our team is really next to none. I'm incredibly proud of them, incredibly grateful to them. So big props to them.
Well, you know, real key to our success is that it's kind of like actors in a movie. You hire them to do what they do best. And so once you point them in a direction, kind of just letting them go with their own ideas. So like you know, how the character is going to fight, I just let them figure all that out. I don't want to over direct anything on this team. So every single person just goes 100 million miles an hour, and I just try to get out of their way. We kind of generally point them in a direction, but Absolutely. We really, I mean, it would be impossible for any studio on the planet to be more efficient than we are right now.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. Cool. I mean, it's definitely some big experience in here and some big names mentioned, but you know, everybody who's reading the paper definitely kind of delve into this a little bit more when you get time to do so. IP rights we've already kind of covered, but essentially, you know, your Huli's your Huli. Do with it as you wish. Ecosystem tokens. So we've got a bit of a information on the two tokens that we will be releasing. One is the Carrot coin, which you already know about, which is an ecosystem and utility token for the My Pet Hooligan ecosystem. Will be a fixed supply of 1 billion. There's more information on that in terms of the use cases, but I want you to spend a bit of time. And the other one is seeds. So seeds are actually an ERC1155 semi-fungible token. And what they'll essentially have in them is we're introducing this casting mechanism. Some of you may know of it as nesting, but within one seed token, you can have a number of carrots, and those carrots will be released over time. And seeds are essentially what you'll get in the initial claim as well. So that's just a little bonus. You know, we did say we appreciate, you know, everybody kind of sticking with us and your patience. And one of the bonuses you'll get as a claim are seeds up front. Consider it like a bag of carrots, and you can pull from it every now and again. Okay, what else have we got in here? A bit more about kind of what the carrot utility is. Obviously, you already know it's going to be involved in the game. We'll have another series of games we're terming the Carrot games, which will be outside of the video game. For those people who are not necessarily, you know, into video gaming, but still want to have some kind of play to earn functionality, we'll talk more about what they are soon. There'll also be merchandise, in-game cosmetics, marketplace, upgrades, and future drops, including the others that you'll be able to spend your carrots on. We've got a bit of information on how you can kind of earn seeds. So one of the first mechanisms of being able to get seeds will be a claim. So when the token launches, you'll be able to actually claim your seed. You'll be able to get one seed each, and one seed will have a certain amount of carrots in there. hope that's simple enough to understand, but I think we're probably going to put in an extra diagram to explain that a bit more. This kind of goes through the casting mechanism and how it operates and how the vesting will work. So I'll go on to the next one. The next one is you often see a pie chart in here, but we've got to do things differently. So we've got the carrot cake, which essentially kind of, shows you the kind of distribution of the carrots within the ecosystem.
Make that a little larger too.
You make that a little larger too. How do I get out of this? There you go. And then I think it's crashed.
Zuckbot.
Zuckbot, what have you done to me? Okay, I'm being told to click somewhere. All right. I think Meta Zuckbot has. Anyway, we can talk about this. We'll just leave it on here and enjoy the incredible visual right in front of our eyes. But the next section will actually break down what each pieces of this carrot cake are meant for. I've got our technical expert trying to help me out here in a sec, but it'll essentially explain what each element of the carrot cake is for. And whilst we're dealing with this minor technical issue, let's talk about something else, because I need some on-screen prompts to help me. So far, actually, we're getting a lot of good feedback about this, and I'm really happy about it. There is one thing that needs to be changed, which is the chart with the carrot earnings per day. So I have noticed that's different from the information in there. So that will be updated as soon as we're off this call. But I think one thing people are genuinely interested in is this carrot juice. I can't say too much about the carrot juice, and there's not much said about that in the paper, but there will be 888 carrot juices available. What it will mean for the people who get it will be absolutely spectacular. And it's not going to be a case where some whale will be able to come and get all the carrot juices. It's going to go to the community, it's going to go to our holders, and it's going to go to select members of the community who may have to compete in various challenges to be able to get the carrot juice. So, we've always said, stay involved, stay engaged, stay collecting that K-Gold, and, you will benefit from it soon enough. Cool. Over to you guys whilst I'm dealing with this minor technical issue that I'm having on my end. What else? Yeah, talk to me.
I know one thing we do have ready for us is all the artists down on the floor. They're doing multiplayer right now.
Yeah.
We can cut to that right now, just so we all know too. Just a disclaimer that's out there. Right now, the multiplayer they are playing as Pink Bunnies. Colin is here on his own server playing as his own NFTs right now, or different NFTs. But we had a little bit of a system glitch crash before this, as everything would happen on Zuckbot. He's playing a April Fool's joke on us, so we couldn't get those the proper project up before this. So we went back to the Pink Bunny to show you all the multiplayer, all the updates to the game, and while our artists are playing in multiplayer. So.
And I think it's worth noting too that it's so cutting edge, just like Dumbledore was saying, that you can't look up this stuff and figure out who's done it already. So some of our challenges, just to be transparent, are in addition to making sure that each person's NFT is visible very clearly in the other in your window, we want to make sure everyone's faces can broadcast across multiplayer. And while normally the tools are not built to do that, Dumbledore feels he has a workaround that's very exciting. So is it an hour away? Is it 2 days away? I mean, that's kind of how this thing goes. That's kind of how the development cycle goes. But we know it's close. We know it's possible. And there's actually a couple different ways to skin that cat. But in the end, I want communities playing as their characters. I want this to be an entertaining TV show where people can talk as they're running through their battles and turn around and show you strategy. More than just strategy, though, I want people to kind of communicate as people, as we think of this as the year of the NFT celebrity, or the year that user-generated content finally really takes over the NFT world. And so while most people will kind of wither away, we're just getting started. So I look forward to
You're not very good at this game, Colin. I must say, you're getting your absolute arse beat by a Zuckbot. I mean, come on, Colin. What is going on? I love the way that they're just punching you to pieces. Like I quite like that animation stuff. All right, I think my screen is back online. So yeah, let's get me back to the orange paper. Sorry. Okay, so this essentially was a carrot cake that we described, and it will actually go through each of those and break down what they're all for. So when you've got a bit of time, delve into that a bit more. This needs to be updated here. So this is incorrect. But that will be updated straight after this live stream. But look at the information that's provided here. All of this is correct. So yeah, you know, your Genesis hooligans will all generate 10 carat utility tokens per day. And there will be various elements for boosters. Proof of pet if you hold 3 or more, if you hold 7 or more, you know, and if the community really kind of lobby for it, we could have further ladders as well and further synergies. Definitely kind of open to hearing feedback on that. There's been a lot of chatter around kind of bag traits. There's been a lot of talk about, you know, we've been OGs from the start. What can you do from us? And, you know, having 7 factions is a bit of a flex, right? So we're also going to have some additional perks for you guys and gals that will be announced in due course. One of the key things about this, we wanted to have absolute fairness, and we did go back and forth with this with our focus group. You know, we did say, you know, should people who kind of were able to mint and have held since benefit more than people who just entered into the ecosystem, you know, a few days ago? And, you know, the general consensus was felt that actually it'd be fair for everybody to be able to get the same amount of kind of carrots daily. And the reason for that is, you know, not everybody was able to mint, but it doesn't make them any less of a member of our community. Somebody may have gotten at a hooligan at, you know, 1.2, 1.3 Ethereum. You know, luckily a lot of the early minters got in at 0.08. It doesn't make them any less of a community member. So why should they get any less carrots, right? So, you know, we're all about equality. We're all about inclusiveness, and that's something we wanted to do. But it wasn't easy to make that decision. And there was definitely a lot of to-ing and fro-ing. Ultimately, we want to make sure we're all on a kind of equal playing field. And I think that's what we're trying to achieve here. And the others that, you know, will come, and we'll talk about that shortly in the roadmap. But, you know, they'll also benefit from soft staking too. This whole soft staking mechanism will ensure that you can still play your hooligan in the video game. So you can, or the play to earn experience. You can still earn carrots in the play to earn game experience, and you can still use hooligram. So it won't stop the ability for you to be able to interact with your hooligan. Often as certain staking, certain staking mechanisms do. The Huli Treasury, you know, that's a community treasury. There's a bit about in here around kind of how that works. Essentially, it's what's going to provide longevity to the ecosystem. And it's not going to, you know, limit the ecosystem to a predetermined lifespan. You know, I often think, and when I look at projects, you know, they are, and whether it's a crypto project or an NFT gaming project, a lot of the times they only have a plan for 5 years, and all the tokens are out there. But what happens after the 5 years? Does that mean the token's dead? Does that mean they have to release a new token? You know, there's all these kind of questions that never seem to kind of, I've never got a clear answer on them. So what the Huli Treasury kind of enables us to do is we'll have an ecosystem contribution for various kind of transactions that happen in the ecosystem. And anytime you actually make or use carrots to attain something, whether it be the others or carrot juice, etc., it will go into the ecosystem, and that ecosystem funds can then be cycled back into play to earn. They can then be cycled back into staking if we wish to kind of move staking further past kind of 3 years. So the ability to have a cyclical pot is there. So then the risk of these tokens running out in a predetermined lifespan is less, because actually we have the power as a community to be able to bring those back into the ecosystem, maybe have more seasons, maybe have more allocated to staking. So that'll just ensure we've got kind of more lifespan of things. I hope I explained that correctly. And by the way, I'm talking a lot, so if anybody wants to cut me off, by all means do so. You know, as with all kind of token,
we all just love listening to that voice.
They all love listening to my fake British accent. What if all this time I'm not even British? What if this is like the biggest Kaiser Soze of all time right here?
Skyhopper's actually from Van Nuys.
Van Nuys, yeah. I don't even know where that is, but I'll just laugh at the joke anyway because it sounded pretty funny. Okay, so we definitely have a team and partners put in here, which is, you know, essentially what we'd expect as well. You know, we want to ensure that, you know, we're retaining the best talent and resources to kind of build the brand. and deliver our plan and roadmap and ensure that we've been as innovative as possible. This will be locked away for 12 months, so there's an inability for anybody to go and dump them. You know, as far as I'm concerned, and as far as these guys, because I don't know what you're laughing at. I hope it's not me. You know, you guys are all in on this, right? You guys definitely ain't gonna get rid of your carrots. I know you definitely diamond handing this all the way. Okay, so development is often, you know, is always important. Let's get these pictures a bit bigger, West. Look at that peace sign.
Yeah. I got
you know, what the team is trying to deliver here, not trying to deliver, is delivering here, as you can see behind you. This is an absolutely massive game. These kind of games, these open world experiences, you know, multi-year and beyond developments. And, you know, this is something we want to get out ASAP, but we also, you know, want you to understand that the game will be iterated on. More game modes will be added. More parts of the map will be added. You know, more features will be added. More innovative technologies will be added. So this will be a multi-year development. What you will get this year will be expanded upon in the years to come. You know, our vision is to make, what do you call it? GTA meets Zootopia, Colin. Is that what you're saying?
Right. Yeah, I think, yeah, that's, you know, for some reason, you know, it's you feel better about doing these crazy violent motions and actions with little cute animal characters. So I think it takes the edge off of, you know, maybe what some people would consider way too violent of a game. This is kind of, I think, a nice hybrid.
Okay. All right, cool. So yeah, I mean, the expectations that we are setting on ourselves are absolutely high. And, you know, we're saying we want to deliver the best play to earn experience out there within this space. And I'm pretty confident in the people that I see in front of me. I'm pretty confident in the people that I see in the studio that that's what we're going to do out here. And I don't know what else to say on the matter. Where's your confidence levels at, guys?
Ready to go. Yeah, we're good. Let's go.
LFG all the way. Okay, cool. The next part of the carrot.
Over here.
Lost you from.
I don't know. Were you going to say something, or do you want me to carry on here?
No, keep going.
Yeah.
All right, fine. Keep going. All right. So the play to earn rewards, 46%. So a massive chunk of the carrot cake is going to play to earn rewards. The rabbit hole, there will be the rabbit hole and carrot games, which are also explained in here. The game modes that we're going to introduce up front in season 1 are explained here, and some of the game modes that will be coming will also be explained in due course. Do you want to talk through any of this, West?
Yes,
but also give a shout out, but don't mention any names. But we've definitely got some partners that we're going to announce soon. That's some of the best minds in play to earn and gaming in general, and they'll be kind of, you know, working side by side with us on this as well. But talk to us, Wes. Go for it.
Yeah, well, just a note on that. So, you know, we're really excited about the partners that we've been, again, the advisors that we've got right now that have been giving us just guidance, our tokenomics, the way that we're going to be building out the play to earn and cyclical ecosystem of the game. We're feeling really, really confident. We're really excited to share more information with the community on that. But we'll have to wait until that time's appropriate, but it will be soon. In regards to various game modes, now obviously I'm going to let you, Kevin, kind of chime in here. Ultimately, as we've said before, Kevin has been Bumbledore has been very making sure this platform is open and flexible in as far as not being too beholden on any one set of game modes, but making sure that we have flexibility built into the architecture so that we can actually, again, get feedback from the community and start to bend in different ways and shapes that we see our players guiding us and leading us. That said, we also have a couple core game modes that we're feeling really strongly about. Ultimately, we know, and given that the nature of play to earn games kind of lend itself in this, resource management and various resource competitions are absolutely going to be a component here. And then ultimately, it's all going to be how they plug back into our battle royale style, our in-world, just like kind of, you know, violent rabbit mayhem. So we've got a couple different game modes there that are going to be complementing both the resource out and the resource management and kind of competitions on top of the gameplay.
And one of the key things here is camaraderie and teamwork, right? So this is not all. There will be some elements of kind of solo, kind of missions and stuff, but a lot of it is at the moment involved with an element of team play. But you will get individual rewards as well for those who are kind of, really kind of contributing effectively to their team and faction. And
Hey,
yeah.
I'd love to hear from Bumbledore too.
Sorry, Dumbledore. Sorry, I'm talking too much.
No, it's fine.
Oh, good.
It's all good in the hood.
No, I mean, Wes said it right. I mean, I'm a huge believer in flexibility and just building a platform and then seeing what people do with it, because the way you make something really fun is by discovering what's fun. I don't think you can plan that. I mean, I've been on game projects where people wrote like a game design doc this high, and then the game was just not fun to play, and meanwhile here, I mean, these guys are constantly just getting ideas and say, hey, let's make this weird thing happen.
Too many ideas.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm sometimes kind of pushing a broom behind, here, but it's cool because that's where the good stuff happens.
Absolutely.
And that's true to the community too. Hey, we want to make sure that when good ideas come up, we haven't painted ourselves in a corner and gotten really, and that's into what you were saying before, Sky, about not subcontracting this out to another team. There's no way you can do that if you are subcontracting out, because if you get some weird idea and you contract it out to some team, well, now that's a change order. Where here it's just, hey, let's go and burn 2 days and let's see if this is going to be a good idea. And
those change orders are quite costly, from what I remember.
When they slow things down, I mean, I don't, I want to encourage people to make mistakes. You're only as good as your weakest link, right? And so it doesn't work well to have just a couple of rock stars and everybody out just doing their own thing. You really need to spread out that talent and raise everybody up. And I talked on a few of these about eventually forming a school or some kind of AMGI university, because we really need to. That the best employees are people that learned most of the stuff here on the job. And so it's like, you can't find these people. That's the problem. You can't find them. So like when someone says, hey, my kid's in high school, can his high school class come by for a tour? It's like, absolutely. You blink and they're going to be your best hires. So
perfect. You know what I'm seeing a lot of these days? I'm seeing quite a few projects claiming Disney, Pixar artists or developers are behind their project, but who? Go and look up Colin Brady on IMDb. See, he's sitting right there in front of you, and you've definitely worked on some big stuff. Ask them who these people are. They're putting the names out. Ask them who exactly is working on them. But anyway, I just wanted to say that because I never saw any of that before we kind of brought what we're bringing to the table. But it seems to be the new thing for projects to say. But we've got people right here, live in the fresh, right in front of you, talking to you. Okay, let's move on from that then. A lot of stuff's coming on in terms of the game. Interloop. You might notice a little bit of a section on Interloop, which you might be getting a bit more information on soon.
Right.
But I'm not going to say too much about Interloop, but we have been teasing for a while that we want to develop an Unreal 5 metaverse where other kind of projects, brands, and individuals can get involved and develop their own experiences within this metaverse. These think of it more as a big open world with fractionalized, what we're terming as autoverses, right? Or two verses, let me get that correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong here, Kevin Mack, but we'll be kind of linking up with partners, other projects to develop their own experiences in here. But essentially, we're trying to make an interoperable Unreal 5 metaverse, and we're already doing it. We're already kind of pretty much, I'd say, leaps and bounds ahead of people in this space. And you might think everybody's talking about this right now.
Right.
If you go and do a bit of a deep dive, you'll see we've already been talking about this for well over a year. If you're a very good investigator, you'll find some stuff that's already out there. So, this is not new to us. This is something that we've definitely been developing and working on and workshopping for a while. So, yeah.
I think it's important to note that, yes, we've been working on it for a long time. Yes, we've been working on it for well over a year. What you're seeing right now on the screen behind me with those people playing, that's our first autoverse. That's our first
That's exactly right.
version, and we are building it now. We have it now. It's playable. It's deployable. It's it's ready to go. So we have plans to scale with that. We have plans to take that to the next level, but all in due time.
I know interoperability as well. And you consider other projects and things like that. So we very much have the long game and long vision on this. Like we're thinking very thoughtfully about this, making our effort to think very deeply about how we see this progressing into the future, how this can be a long-term roadmap and long-term business plan for us going forward. And the interloop is very much a part of that. So yeah, the rabbit hole is the first autoverse in the interloop. And so I'll shut up.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'll even drop another small hint because I always get in trouble. I always get in trouble for leaking things. So everybody knows me as like, I'm like, don't tell me a thing. Don't tell me any secrets because they're worried right now. So no, I mean, I think it's to our advantage that we make this autoverse replicatable to other brands and that can fit and interact with ours. And so how we do that, whether we do the work ourselves, we build a larger team, or we teach other teams the tools to do that and build a community of autoverse builders. That actually works to our advantage because then, the more you're sharing the same language and the same rules, then, the multiplayer, for me, multiplayer gets really fun when it enters this Wreck-It Ralph kind of Ready Player One metaverse where you're mixing genres, and the weirder the better. I hope there's like a completely 2D character, and there's furry animals,
anime
and all kind of
everything,
giants and little guys, and like whatever we have. I want this to be like a collage of a ragtag group of people that then start to know each other and can travel to other autoverses. So I think that's what we call the interloop. The interloop is this brand, this overreaching kind of airport that contains, or like a Disneyland, that has all these little worlds and different themes under its umbrella. That's what we're building.
Do you mind too? I'd love to hear Dumbledore take on all this too, because I know you've been monumental in this whole process as well.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of what we're doing right now is, as you said, we're using this as our first autoverse and learning a lot about what we need to do to make this stuff interoperable. Like what's really going to happen for some other character to be able to function in this world, and how do we manage our interfaces so that some semi-unrelated class can like actually behave in this. There's still a lot of thinking that needs to go into that, but I know I've mentioned before, that was one of the big reasons why we went with Unreal 5 over Unreal 4, right? Because even though it's in preview, so you have to deal with stuff on that. It's built for that kind of flexibility. It's built to allow you to create worlds that can be modular. It's built to allow you to dynamically load content. A whole bunch of other nerdy stuff that's probably kind of inside baseball.
Well, even building on a Mac, for example. Someone said, and by the way, I should mention, I know that we're talking about our development with the Android, and we're still making progress. We are making steady progress with the Android version of everything we're talking about right here. But when we'll throw out ideas like, hey, can this work on a Mac? Kevin said, well, that's another good reason why we went with Unreal 5, is it's just more suited for these kind of things. And then I keep asking, like, okay, well, can you get this to work on my iPad or my phone? Like, well, not quite yet.
Yeah, I mean, from a software standpoint, yes. From an art standpoint, like, because as soon as you go on mobile, you're dealing with, much more limited GPU. You're dealing with a lot less RAM and a lot less storage space. And so most of what you need to do to get something running on mobile is, optimize the art massively. And we have a very big world right now, so we're gonna have to do some kind of smart stuff to make that possible. So that's definitely in the not yet category.
No, and we have also kicked around the idea of even making a much lower res version of the game that could work on mobile, but we're still just kicking that around. One thing, just as a little fun fact, right now the scene that you see right here is about a 3.5 gigabyte scene zipped. Unzipped, it's about 7 gigs. So it's actually lighter than I thought it would be at this point, with all of the complex environments and all 9,000 characters underneath the hood. So I've been really impressed so far how you guys have been able to optimize what you have here.
Yeah, and there's still a lot more that we're going to be able to do. You know, because when you're midway through development, your project always gets a little bit bigger, because I mean you don't want to go and hyper optimize until you really kind of got your stuff figured out, because it makes it harder to work on.
Sure, I'm getting the signal that we have 10 minutes left.
All right, the 10-minute signal. All right, quickly, let's go through some of the roadmap. So we've got a real exciting roadmap ahead of us, very eagerly anticipated as well. Hooligan's already out there. There will be various other versions as we kind of upgrade the functionality coming out, and the Android version I think is coming out next week. Is that right? Or am I wrong? Or maybe the week after. But the Android version is definitely on its way.
Yeah, it's coming soon. We're pushing really hard to get it to you. Hopefully next week.
Yeah, and the Carrot token launch will be in May, so we've got to have a strong rollout plan for that. So we don't want to rush it. We want to get it all done correctly. You know, we want to make sure that we make a bit of noise with that as well. The staking and claims will go live alongside the Carrot token launch. So you know, you'll be able to get involved in that and kind of collect your seeds as well at the same time. The alpha release. So, you know, we did say a version of the alpha release is very close and is going through internal testing. So that could be released imminently to the gaming focus group and select members of the community, probably, you know, some of our moderators and top hoppers. And the wider release to 888 members, as promised, will be happening in May. So because some of you could see an early release this month, and the other 888 will see it in May. There's a bit here around how you will be able to get an alpha pass, and you know, a bit around what you'll be able to do in the alpha. You know, the alpha is an alpha. It's not the finished game. So you know, just understand that you might find bugs, but you know, it's an opportunity for you to test it. It's an opportunity for you to give your feedback on things we could improve, and you know, discover things, and you know, discover things you like, discover things you don't like, and feed that back. It's a massive milestone for us, and you know, having that alpha right and ensuring, you know, the community are able to enjoy it and explore it, and feeling good about it is going to be very meaningful for us, and it's going to definitely kind of contribute to what the finished product looks like. We've got an exclusive launch partner mint date to be determined. We can't really say too much on that one, but something big's coming. Something's big's coming. MK20 carrot juice. I wonder what this one means. It's a bit of narrative around what it means. you might assume it means something, but I wouldn't just say because you assume it means something, it's definitely going to be that something. There'll be a very limited amount of 888 carrot juices available. I did say you won't be able to get that if you're a whale. By that I meant somebody external to the My Pet Hooligan ecosystem just coming in and grabbing 888. We're actually going to ensure there's a fair distribution of these. That may be very meaningful for certain individuals. The others, we've definitely touched on the others, and that's definitely coming. You will be able to mint the others using your carrots. You will have earned enough carrots to be able to mint an other as well. So don't worry about not having enough carrots to be able to do so. But then you've got various decisions on what to do with those carrots. Whether you want to mint an alpha pass, whether you want to mint carrot juice. So you will have some decisions coming your way as to what you do and how you determine the use of your carrots. The rabbit hole season 1. So we touched on some of the kind of season 1 gameplay. I think the rabbit hole has definitely evolved beyond what we kind of first set out to achieve, right? Given kind of what the community wants. So it's definitely kind of taken a life and grown legs and arms and all kinds of other body parts. So our kind of undertaking is definitely a lot more of a larger scale undertaking than we originally envisioned, right? So there's a lot of development that's got to go into this. You know, these kind of games are not games that you can develop in weeks. And we're showing you updates every week that are massively developed. So we definitely kind of want to take our time on that and get things right. we've got an opportunity to get things right the first time. We don't want to get things right the second or third time. We want to get things right the first time. So we definitely want to make sure that we spend time on that, and we work with the community to develop that and develop the gaming modes. So the gaming focus group, they're going to be very fundamental to ensuring that we're successful with that. And we've been bringing the community into this with us. And the community have definitely helped with the white paper, and the community will definitely help with the game as well. So just have that level of comfort that the community involved in shaping what we do. It's not just these four individuals or the people at the studio who are making a game and saying, here it is, go and do with that as you wish. This is genuinely and truly a community development, and that's why we want you all involved in it. It's not a done to, it's a do with. That didn't probably sound right, but anyway, there'll also be, we're running out of time, but I'll definitely want to get through this. This is important information. There'll definitely be an in-game marketplace. As is quite necessary. Everyone loves a good flex, right? Everybody loves to get perks. So we definitely will have an in-game marketplace where you'll be able to use your carrots and buy exclusive skins, wearables, other kind of things within the marketplace as well. So the perks as well. So there's definitely a marketplace coming, and the team will seek to get other brands involved for limited exclusive drops, whether it be clothing brands, whether it be weapon brands, whatever it might be. We definitely kind of want to bring brands into that and make that offering to our holders. What is very important here, and massively underlooked within play to earn gaming and games in general, this isn't just about making an NFT game. This isn't just about making a game for our 5,000 holders. We need to think bigger than this. We need to onboard people into Web3. We need to bring more people into this game. This is a fun game that anybody can pick up and play. So we'll definitely be having a free-to-play model, and that's a growth model to ensure that this game evolves and gets bigger than just the NFT space, right? We want everybody all over the world to be playing this game, and we'll definitely kind of get them involved. And we want them also to feel a sense of achievement and ownership. So there will be an element of being able to free to play this game. You won't be able to get play to earn earnings by doing so. Only our holders will, but there'll be a way to kind of effectively contribute to the ecosystem. Make yourself known, get elected into a faction, get picked, get spotted, and actually join a faction, and then be able to mint this generic avatar with any kind of wearables you've acquired, and then get play to earn functionality. So essentially, there's a character journey in this where there will be a set amount of characters that you will be able to mint as long as you've kind of proved yourself within this world. And I think that's massively important to the kind of growth model, and transcending what we're doing for a global brand, but also bringing in new people, new users, people who just want to have fun and play. Not everybody might want to play to earn, and onboarding more people into the kind of Web3 space as well, which we all have a duty to do. I don't know if you want to touch on anything there, but I do want to quickly touch on the second part of the roadmap, which is a phase 2. So we are workshopping some ideas. Some things are a secret, some things could be subject to change, but these are some of the things that we're kind of working on right now, and thinking about, and coming up in some of our ideation sessions. Some of these are further along than others, but one of the things that we're going to that we are looking at is ownership of in-game real estate. So the ability to be able to lease or rent an ammunition store, or a store, or an art gallery where you can display all of the NFTs you own within the rabbit hole. So that'll be available to do via Carrot. So that's something we definitely want to do, and give community some further ownership of this land, and a sense of purpose in the land as well. Definitely be looking into kind of IRL events. Be good to see our holders, be good to onboard new holders, and we want to get to know everybody. We're in this together. Community is absolutely key to success, and without you, we wouldn't be successful whatsoever. But with you, the world is our oyster, I believe. So we want to connect on more than just a digital level, and kind of get to know each other that little bit more. Interloop Landman, we spoke briefly on Interloop. We will have more information coming out on that soon. So, wait for us to kind of make an announcement and release some documentation on that. But there's no relevant information on that available online right now. Let me just make that clear. My Pet Hooligan YouTube shorts and a feature film. So talk to us about this, West. And I know we've definitely had some discussions on this, and I think the studio is massively well positioned to make something absolutely epic with the experience and with the technical capability that we've got here. And it'd almost be remiss not to make shorts. It'd be almost remiss to not make a feature film. I see lots of projects saying they're going to make a comic book, they're going to make this, they're going to make a little short. We're doing it pretty much every day with these little kind of Huli videos. The quality is insane, the scripting's insane, the acting is insane. How much of a step forward is it to actually make a feature film here as well? Is it too ambitious? Is it within our realms? Talk to us on this.
It's completely within our realm. I mean, it's all about time and resources that you want to put towards it. I mean, currently with with our project with Netflix, we know the process that a feature film has to go on, that it takes. Our talented artists and team, they've made features before, they've made series before, so we know what that takes. Now, Web3 is at this place where there's a ton of innovation, a ton of success going on in it, but it needs that extra element of storytelling. That there's a lot of storytelling there, but it needs that other element that Hollywood has been so good at doing with linear storytelling, going through series, going through features, and we believe that AMGI is that perfect bridge, that perfect glue to bring Hollywood to Web3 and Web3 to Hollywood. And we see that My Pet Hooligan sits in that perfect position to be that first project, to do it in a big way. So, do we want to make a feature? Absolutely. Do we want to do a series? 100%. It's just about doing it, in the right time and bringing the right projects in to do it with, and partnering up with the right people to do it. So we love your ideas. Throw them out there.
I'd like to expand on that really quick. Because obviously right now our core focus is building this player and video game. That is our core ambition and focus, is making sure that we're delivering this and then turning that into a greater and more robust ecosystem. But just to communicate to the community, knowing that we are thinking in these terms, and we're thinking of ways to be able to use our channels of communication into Hollywood and traditional entertainment. That is definitely something that we've got a target painted there. We definitely are thinking in those directions. And as time goes on, just like to also kind of put it out, think of what that's ultimately going to do to floor prices of Genesis tokens and things like that as we progress as a business, and as we progress down our roadmap over the years. That's the way that we see this progressing, and that's something, again, we are very thoughtful of the owners and the participants in our community, the people who are keeping this ecosystem alive. And we have you all in mind when we think about these kind of big ambitious goals. So I just wanted to share that thought.
Yeah, I think that sums it up well. I mean, people like the satire aspect of these hooligans. They like the comedy. I think there's a lot of great examples out there of kind of comedic dystopian adventures, and where there's a lot of big stuff going on, but kind of the most important stuff really is the relationships you have with your friends. Yeah. And so we're looking at a lot of dark comedies, or even just comedies, where there's just a funny ragtag cast of characters that are having, they're dealing with very small problems in a world with very big problems. And I think there's a lot of comedy there. So we're leaning into that. We've hired Kevin Johnson, a dear friend of mine for many years, going back to art school at Cal Arts. And he has a lot of experience heading up TV series. And so we're really taking this seriously. And the idea that it's not just simply only listening to you and hearing your suggestions, but the idea that you guys can possibly contribute in a real way to the success of this series. So that's what's exciting us lately.
Yeah. And think about how amazing it'll be too as we start to go down that Web3 rabbit hole, and we get to make content series and eventually films with you guys, with the community. We get to get your feedback and kind of bridge those two surfaces, which I think we're all pretty excited by as well. So
good stuff. I think you guys have got to be on your way right now. Again, let me just say, with everything that we're developing, even whether it's an animated show, whether it's an animated feature film, again, it will be done in-house, right? It won't be subcontracted to somebody else.
No, it has to be done here. That's the only way to do it.
All right, I just wanted to make that point. Okay, cool. I think we've had a pretty good and eventful session. I'm seeing some questions in. Sorry, go for it.
Let's get to some questions before we wrap up today. I'd hate to not do that.
Okay, cool. Let's throw some questions out in Discord or YouTube. I can't actually see the YouTube feed right now, so if you can see any questions, definitely kind of pull them out. But there is a few questions on the earnings per day, or sorry, the kind of claimable tokens per day for Genesis holders and the boosters. I think there is an error on that page. So bear with us after this call. We will look through that and make sure all the information is correct in there. So we'll get that done shortly after this call. If you can see anything coming up in YouTube, I've got the Discord open right now. So I'm looking for some questions right now. Let me see. Come on, people.
What do we got here? Does rarity matter?
Does rarity matter? So rarity does not matter in terms of the amount of carats you can claim per day. It doesn't matter in terms of the claimable seeds. Purely on a basis of kind of flex, I'd say, and purely on the basis that you like certain characteristics and traits. It's what matters to you in terms of the character that you like in game. And the kind of the style of the character you like. We've always kind of said that from the start, is that there are projects out there that will base kind of staking on the rarity of an NFT token, but we want to kind of make this very kind of inclusive and fair to all, basically. So a rarity matters. It matters more to you than kind of in game and in the ecosystem at this particular moment in time. If you feel that you want it to matter more, then definitely kind of speak to us on that, and definitely kind of give us your feedback. What else?
I got another one for you. When land?
When what?
Land.
When land. So we definitely kind of touched on that. So we definitely touched on the land in Interloop, and we touched on buildings within the rabbit hole as well. We can't give you a definitive date on when that's coming. Is it coming? Yes. When is it coming? We're not going to say right now.
Yeah. Still a lot of things behind the scenes we're working out for that, to make sure that it's thought through and not rushed, and it's got a long runway ahead of it, and it's not just a quick thing that we throw out there for everybody.
Cool. Any other questions coming through?
Let's see here.
Okay, so definitely a question here, West. You might be able to get us an answer on this one. If we transferred our Huli to our cold wallet, will that affect our proof of pet time? So that's something definitely to explore. And I know proof of pet, we've staggered it a little bit. So it's not just for people who minted. We've definitely kind of staggered it, I think, by a month or maybe a month and a bit, to ensure that people that came in after mint are also eligible for it. But do you have an answer on that yet, West, or will you be able to get an answer from Dev?
Yeah, we will get an answer from Dev. I don't think it's going to be an issue. We will be taking care of everybody, despite the wallets, or whichever wallets they're in.
I got one here too. Sorry.
No, you're good. Yeah. You're good.
Another one on. Can we give you guys a teaser on upcoming partnerships? We will soon. We're working hard behind the scenes to get to the point where we can make the announcements. There's contracts and whatnot in place that restrict us from. Colin doesn't even know who it is. That way,
I'm not going to say anything.
We are very anxious to make a few of these announcements, but we can't do it too soon. Right. But just know and rest easy that we are doing everything we can to continue to bring more value, bring the right partners to the table to make sure that this project just has a ton of legs for the long haul.
Yeah, and we will have information on that real soon for everyone. We're just pumped to share it, but we're gonna just make sure that we're in a good position to do so. So it's coming soon, but stoked to share. Sorry, Colin, were you gonna say something?
No, I'm just acting with my little
okay,
hooligan over here.
Good stuff. Is there any more questions coming through? If not, we're definitely going to have another session like this. So let's give the holders and people who are kind of new to My Pet Hooligan a bit of time to digest the white paper.
Absolutely.
And really, we've got a couple of changes to make, and really kind of, you know, digest it and come up with some, you know, questions. Give them a bit of time to be able to do so.
A lot of proof of pet questions.
Yeah.
And we're open to feedback. We appreciate our community so much. So please go through, take a look, give us your thoughts. But again, we're all about just making sure that we're showing up for you and providing and you know, delivering value. And this is where we're at right now. We're ready to go.
Bumbledore needs to wear a wizard hat next time.
I think that's
all right.
I got my Huli hat though.
Yeah, we got the Huli hat. That's what's up.
Yeah.
That's what we got
Yeah.
in that merch, by the way.
Okay, perfect, guys and gals. Thank you very much. It's been a long road getting here, and you know, you've all been working, you know, absolutely working your. I was going to use a word that I'm not going to use. You've been working really hard, and you know, I think as a community and as a team, you know, we've got a lot to be proud of right now in terms of what we delivered and what we're kind of continuing to deliver. You know, we're doing it in a very kind of transparent fashion. You know, you're seeing things develop right in front of your eyes. I'm massively kind of excited about what the future holds, and hopefully, you know, this orange paper answers some of those questions and tells you more about what's coming up in the future. But you know, we're in this for the long run. This is a multi-year roadmap in front of us, and you know, we're going to run through brick walls in order to deliver what we've set out to deliver and deliver our vision. Any final words from you guys over there sitting behind that desk?
Just that we're really open to your feedback. I mean, you know, that's what makes this whole thing worth doing, even from an emotional perspective. Like, if we really like your feedback, we do read all your comments. You know, we'll late at night when I should be going to sleep, I'll sift through, and it's really exciting just to see the different stuff coming from you guys. So, you know, we're really all part of the same team. I know that sounds really cliche, but I think you guys can see it, especially people that have been with us from the very beginning. Every week, every day, we're making progress. I mean, I'm looking at stuff as I'm giving a demo. I'm seeing new things I haven't seen before during the demo. Yeah. And that's what makes this exciting. So, you know, if you got problems with anything on the orange paper, let us know. You know, the game here. I mean, here's an open question. Like, as we're playing it, my kids are learning that, at least in the current build, it's actually very helpful to, if your character has a weapon when you enter the game. Now, I don't want that to diminish anybody that doesn't have a weapon as they enter the game. But right now, it's a pretty cool feature. You don't have to go run around and find them. We're also balancing out all the weapons right now. So I mean, that's kind of an open question. Like, you know, should your NFT's weapon give you an advantage over others? I mean, it's probably yes and no. You know, but right now, in the way that the game is played, it's actually kind of cool. That you can have a character that enters with a weapon. So little things like that, like, is that good or bad? You guys tell us.
Yeah, definitely. So I'm definitely going to kind of put out a feedback form and a questions form at some stage over the next few days. So, you know, if there's any questions you've got about anything in the white paper, the orange paper, and if there's anything that's unclear in there that we need to provide a little more clarity on, you know, definitely kind of put those our way, and we'll endeavor to kind of get through as many of those as possible. Cool. I think that's all from me.
I think last little bit, thank you to everybody who's, you know, supporting us. This is allowing us to do what we want to do and what we, you know, want to keep delivering for you guys. So thanks for being a supportive community. Thanks for all the feedback and letting us do this, man. This is last. And Skyhopper, as always, you kill it. I'm so glad you're out of your mom's basement. You're out here with us.
Finally.
All the team out on the floor, everybody's doing a great job. So, you know, big love all around everybody in the community. Thank you all so much.
Cool. Thank you all, and let's speak soon.
We love you all. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, guys.